so you can watch me draw on here. So what I'll do is I'll have it set up like this, and in a second I'm gonna turn off the light because I can't see very well with the light on, because we want the light from the projector to be the only light we're looking at. And I use a white charcoal pencil. These are very cheap. You can buy a six pack of them for like $10, and they last for freaking ever. So it's very much worth it. And I usually just bring a sharpener in here because as it goes along, it's going to get dull and flat, and I want crisp lines. If you're wondering if that's going to affect my painting later, it could, because it could mix in with my paint. But typically, it just comes right off. It's not a problem for me. I use it all the time. I like it. So anyway, we're going to turn off the light, and I'll show you how I do this. Okay, so you guys can't see me, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of sketch a little bit of where her eyebrow is, and kind of like the shape of the eye is right about there. And then I'm going to bring down some of the features of the nose so I can kind of get those correct whenever I'm painting it. And basically you're just going to want to go, oh, it moved, great. Sometimes that happens too. And you just want to kind of get like a rough idea of where your shadows are, where the mouth is. That happens sometimes too. The screen timed out. And sometimes when you're done, it looks absolutely atrocious. And it's like, how on earth is this going to translate into a pretty piece of art? You know, it seems like it's hopeless. And I'm just tracing the line of her face. And there's her neck. And I might remind myself of where some of her hair goes. You know, she kind of has a big ass forehead. Anyway, so that's generally the shape of her face. Now I'm going to pause you and take you guys into the light so you can see what I'm working with. Okay, I'm back. So as you can see, I have just charcoaled a very rough idea of where I want the face to be in space. So this helps kind of keep me on task or on the right direction. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably get started on this today, but I won't include the painting of this one in this video today because I'm not quite sure that I like the dimensions of where the eyes are. Like this one looks a little too low, so I'm gonna have to adjust it a little bit. But I just wanted to kind of run you guys through a rough idea of what it's like trying to get the proportions of people's faces right. There is nothing wrong with using something to aid you in doing a better job. I used to think that it made me like a fake or an imposter as a painter, but what I've come to realize is that using tools to help you like paint something or draw something or anything, everybody uses tools to help them. You know, you're not just, if you're a mechanic, you're not just hand tightening things onto cars, otherwise they're gonna fall apart. You have to wrench them down. So if you look at it like that, it feels a little less dirty, like you're doing something bad. And also doing this kind of helps me to practice like dimensions of things, the size of things, where I want things to be in space, and it kind of helps take away some of the guesswork of doing it and waste a lot less paint, you guys. Like if you're a newer painter like me, like I've only been painting for a little over a year on like a regular basis. I did take a couple of painting courses in college, but those are all like, you have to paint this, you have to paint that. But as far as like regularly painting, if you guys have been with me any amount of time, you know I've only been doing it for a little over a year, maybe like 15 months or so, maybe a little longer. Anyway, I'm still learning. I don't know what I'm doing. That's what this channel is all about. It's all about learning. So don't drop your painting like I did. But also, don't feel bad if you need to use some tools to help you, like draw it out. I don't recommend using crayon or colored pencil or even just plain old like charcoal pencils, like dark charcoal, because it's all going to blend into it. And like crayon and color pencil are oil-based, so they're not going to be removable. You don't want to do that to yourself unless you know that's exactly what you want to paint. So I like to draw my stuff on with white charcoal because it comes off very easily. And I really only do it until I do, if you guys have watched before, I usually like to do a real thin, watered down white paint to kind of get exactly where I want things to be on the canvas, so then I can branch out from there. We can always add layers of paint. There's nothing wrong with doing a real thin white line. That's usually what I do. And I guess I'm probably going to show you guys how I do that in my next video. But anyway, bye!